Good morning to you, Alison. Thank you so much for your time. Quite a remarkable story, but I want to start off with the title here because, I mean, when I saw the title, My Best Worst Year, I'm thinking there is, a contradiction here, but there certainly is a lesson here that you're trying to tell. Take me through it.
It's a very intentional contradiction, Timelo. What happened is when I was first diagnosed, I thought I was going to lie in bed sick all day for the year of my treatment. And I had such a positive cancer experience, and that's why I felt compelled to share it with everyone else and for people who would be going through a similar experience in the future. So that's why it's called My Best Worst Year, because it ended up being a very positive year, contrary to my expectations.
And take me through that moment when you received that call from your doctor, what went through your mind, which I'm sure goes through so many other cancer patients' minds when they get that first call.
Yes. Normally, you'd be sitting in front of the medical practitioner to hear the news, but in my case, and given the time of the year it was the day before Christmas, I had permission to get the result from the pathologist over the phone. So I took the phone call, and it was confirmed that I had breast cancer, and I went on to autopilot. I had just got out the shower with the phone at my ear, so I got dressed and I went to the hairdresser. And only when I sat down in the hairdresser's chair did it really hit me that I was a cancer patient, and I would be a cancer patient forever thereafter. So that was the way I coped in the initial the shock of getting the news.
Right, in that moment. But I understand that as you went through the journey, Alison, throughout surviving cancer, you actually took charge and did some research and actually heeded some of the conversations you had with those who went before you, meaning some of the cancer survivors. How did that conversation and that research come about?
Yes, so Tumela, I had a huge support group, which was fantastic. I learned from them as supporters on the relationship that they had with cancer and cancer patients. And I also learned from other cancer patients, and then from my own personal experience. So what is contained in the book is not only my own experience, but others around me as well. I also started a gratitude diary as a way of trying to stay positive during the treatment year. And that turned out to be beyond my wildest dreams because it didn't only benefit me, it started benefiting other people as well. So I realized it was demystifying cancer and breast cancer for others. And that was actually the seed of what ended up as my book.
And you know what, that's the recurring theme, as you mentioned in the book, sort of like having a positive attitude, a positive mindset throughout this journey. What was that important for you to highlight?
One thing that was very important for me was to keep on moving. So besides trying to keep this positive mindset, to just keep on moving. And I often say to cancer patients, if I could give you one piece of advice, it's just to keep on moving to whatever extent you can. So whether it's just being able to walk around your house or walk around the block, or in my case, going down to the beachfront for a run or a cycle with my friends. That's really important. It's the fresh air, it's the exercise. It all really helps you stay in a positive mindset.
Absolutely. I would encourage everyone to get this book, whether you are going through, cancer yourself, or perhaps you're a loved one supporting another loved one. There are practical tools that you share, for those patients, including any supporters who have loved ones in this instance, without giving away too much. Because I would love people to actually get the book and read it for themselves. Can you share at least some of these practical tips that you share in the book?
Yes, so things like when you have to choose a wig, I cover that off in the book, because there are little tips and tricks that if you know in advance, it means you can make the right choice. Things like, losing your eyebrows and your eyelashes, which is almost more freaky than losing the hair in your head. I cover that. I cover tips like, what to take with you when you go to chemotherapy, what kinds of things are useful. I also give tips for supporters, so what to say and what not to say, as well as what kind of gifts work and how best to support someone who's going through a cancer experience, or in fact any illness for that matter.
I think one of my favorite tips has to be that exactly, what gifts to share, because at times you don't know what to do, what to say, how to comfort someone. So I personally like the part where you share on what tips could better help a cancer patient. How considerate. All right, Alison, well, thank you so much for joining us, Alison Tucker, and authoring this amazing book, My Best Worst Year. This is a collection, of course, a diary entry, tips, as well as personal experiences they shared by Alison Tucker. Thank you for your time.